And then this is a video on how I would buff 8 different Pokemon. So we're like, these are all Gen 4, from Gen 4, but and thought this is like, they were made like in Gen 8 or 9. And that's when like Power Creep was fully actually there. Like in the Gen 5 to 7, like there's still Power Creep, but it isn't as much. So firstly, this idea is entirely original. But like usually where I got the idea from. I'm not going to use any Pokemon that he actually buffed or that he actually talked about, aside from one. Like, yeah, but when I do actually remember which YouTuber I got it from, I will just put it in the comments. So yeah, so firstly is one that was actually already said by him, cast form. And I have quite a few ideas to buff cast form. Firstly, sandstorm form, pretty obvious. And the main thing I'm really thinking about, with sandstorm form, wouldn't it make sense for it? So like, wouldn't it make sense for like the sandstorm form would be like a steel type? That would be pretty cool, but no, instead I'm just gonna do it rock. But I have some ideas for more weathers. I will make a whole new video about making new weathers. So like anything that talk about like changes to cast form now, I will explain that in other video I'm going to do. So yeah, firstly, like I'm making a new idea for me. It's called weather punch. It's literally just weather ball, but if like, it was a punching attack, being like it's boosted on first person like a weather version, it wouldn't get boosted. Like being like double instead of just because it's like already 50%. I don't think any changes would be necessary. But aside from moves and cast form, I'll make it stuff like another boost would be for like the so for get a ice boost for snow and then a rock boost for a rock ground and steel boost for sandstorm, just because those make sense. And then anything actually like yeah, that's effectively it. Aside from the stats, so I'm gonna make it simply just buff to 480, which I actually thought was it, and that'd just be the base one 480 equal 80 in every stat. But then each of the other typings will change the stats. So firstly, the ice type, which since ice type's my favorite type, it might be the most powerful. So I'm gonna make it also like each whether will get their own ability. That I think would make sense. And ice Snow Cloak. I just find it funny. Or if you find Ice Cloak, Snow Cloak too powerful, then I'll just use like Slush Rush. Okay, so like the stat spread would be 100 speed, 100 attack, 100 special attack, and then 60 in defense, special defense, and HP. Would be hyper offense. Like you can run it either physical or specially. Water is literally just swap those stats around. Then fire would be the exact same as the ice, and then the sandstorm would be the exact same as the water. So yeah, those are what I would do to change cast form, and that's one Pokemon. And yeah, so after that, I'm going to choose a basic mon, being Glaceon. It's just, even though I don't like it, it's a bad mon. Literally, it's bad. Have you looked at its stats and typing? And its move pool, and how you evolve it before Gen 8, which is absolutely horrendous. I just feel so bad for Glaceon. Like, it's the worst evolution. That's Flareon. But I'm not doing that, because that is from the original video, and I said I'm only doing one, because like, it doesn't seem that original, but like, Glaceon, my favourite evolution. And here's how I change it. Firstly, the stats. Special defense is too high. I would swap special defense and speed. Wait, let me just check something. Wait, no, I'm not doing that. I just looked at Glaceon stats, and it's pretty different to what I thought. So instead, I'm just going to swap defense and speed, and HP and special defense. And I'm like, why? But it's simple. One thing, speed is pretty fast for an evolution. Special attacks will Glaceon's high stat, and then HP. I think it would, like, in my opinion, HP and speed are two really important stats. So yeah, and the other boost would be, how in Let's Go Eevee, how the Pon Eevee has signature moves. I'll give that to all the evolutions, not just like something that I would do, just because obviously it was like kind of buffed at Eevee, just because Eevee's my favorite Pokemon. But Glaceon, I'm gonna do one single thing for Glaceon. Glaceon would also get its own signature move as well, just because like, I just think it'd be funny. And this one is based on like since like Glaceon has two abilities, and here's a funny idea. This is a signature move called Insane Ice Blast. Insane Ice Blast would be a very basic attack, so it's a 90 base power, 100% accurate special ice move, 10% chance to freeze. And my whole idea for it is, after using this attack, the user has a 50% chance to either boost evasion or heal 25% of the user's health. In max health, be a pretty good mon. And I feel like that'll make Glaceon better. And if you're like, why choose this rather than Glaceon's already existing move? Well, simply, Glaceon, I feel like it'd be a good niche option instead of the other one. Let me just check what the Frosty Feast does. What? Oh, I don't know that. What? No, Frosty Feast is a lot worse than I thought. I just checked what Frosty Feast does. You know what it does? It nullifies all stat changes. You know how bad that is. Let me explain what Buzzy Buzz does. The user shoots a jolt of electricity to attack the target. Also leaves the target paralyzed. Paralysis guaranteed. Scissily Slide. Burn guaranteed. Savage Feed. Leech Seed guaranteed. Glacy Glow. Well, what are some of these names? And that also has a guaranteed, but it's light screen. Like, well, what? Now, one thing I'm going to change is Frosty Feast is just going to get set up Frostbite 100% of the time without doing the sound nullification, just because I think that would be more balanced. And like, Frosty Feast, with doing that change, would make it better. So yeah. And that's what I do for Glaceon. So yeah, that's 2 mon. I've taken quite a bit of time for 2 mon. Okay, time to just quickly go through the next mon being Quaquaval. Now, for my limited knowledge of the competitive Gen 9 circumstances, Quaquaval isn't really that used. Simply because Quackquavel, like, it probably just because Quackquavel isn't good mon. But here's how I would make it better. Firstly, Quackquavel, like, I watched a video, and like, so I watched this video earlier today about like an idea for this dude making different Pokemon teams for different sexualities. So for the queer, just different queers, just different teams for different types of queer, like bi, gay, lesbian. And for the gay, put it with Quavel, it just gives you more of like a bi vibes. If that makes sense. Like, it just seemed more like you are you. It didn't really seem like it would be like gay or straight. It just seemed more like bi. It's like the vibes. So yeah, that's just something that I say. And just so you know that they did that. I said, so yeah. And well, time to explain how I would make it better. Firstly, with Quavel, I would remove 40 from its special attack, 20 extra attack, 20 extra speed. Let me just check it. So Quavel, pretty good mon. And so yeah, but Quavel is pretty decent mon. So yeah, let me just check if sorry, that was an add-on yeah, that I used to keep track of stats. So yeah, what? Oh my, what? Special attack is tied second highest stat. Excuse me, but what? Look, can you believe that Quavel has 85 special attack? I thought power creep existed, but then you look at Skeledirge. What? I thought Genline was supposed to be the most power crept. And okay, Meowscleater almost has bad stats. Like what? Hey, let's look at Janet. Well, when I'm doing this, look at this, all of the Gen 1 stuff. So time to quickly go on. Oh, why there's so many Gen A Mon out that technically not Rillaboom. Now that is power. That is one of the best competitive Pokemon. One of the best competitive grass types. Look at its stats, pretty good. And I heard Cinerace was, as I was saying that, Cinerace is pretty decent. I was just an ad, but look at this stat spread, pretty decent. I'm like, whoa, not the worst out of the stars. But what? That's a pretty decent stat spread for the same attack. You know what I'm saying? But what? Like the Gen 8 starters are way more maximized for the stat side. I'm gonna quickly just look at the counter starter. Bro, what? The counter starter with the lowest BST of all fully evolved starters is a way better stat spread. Being its second highest stat is its defense. Its lowest attack stat is its second lowest stat. Like, bro, Pokemon have some like, yeah. How would I buff Quavel? Yeah, no, just literally just be minus 80 from special attack, but 20 in attack, defense, special attack. Well, no, not special attack. I mean speed. That would firstly make Quavel way better. And in my opinion, Moxie isn't really that good. Like, Moxie isn't that good. But like, if I were to change it, I'll just. I mean, like, but like, it's good. Like, it would be better if I had like Quavel's signature move, Aqua Step. It's not even that good. So instead, I'll literally just make it a speed boost and like just instead of Aqua Step, make it something that also boosts its attack. That would be pretty good. Masquerader. Like, well, I'm doing Star 30 instead. That's 70 moves off attack. Will be way better. My own custom Pokemon region. I have way better maximize stats, but like, I do not think that they would actually be that good compared to Gen 9 one. I think I'm wrong. So that's 17 removed. I'm going to buff. What is it? Oh, I'm going to buff the special attack by 30 and defense and special defense by 20 each. And signature move perfection. Masquerader. Move 80 from his special attack. Put all 80 of it. Put 40 of those points into attack, 40 into speed. Way better mon. So yeah. Now, Inteleon. Out of all the yellow starters is the worst one. In my opinion, like my personal opinion, Cinderace is the worst one. I dislike it. But like, bro, Cinderace was at least decent in singles. Rillaboom Goateed. Like, it is literally one of the best Pokemon out of Gen 8. Yeah, one of the best. No, it isn't even the best grass type. It is, as you know, the most shocking thing about Rillaboom not even being the best Pokemon in Gen 8. You know that Rillaboom is literally just Tapu Bulu. If Tapu Bulu was better, it's literally the better version of Tapu Bulu. But you know, something like Tapu Bulu has that Rillaboom doesn't have the best type. Like, Rillaboom is booted. Cinderace isn't as good, but it's decent at singles. But Inteleon, like, whenever I do a playthrough with him, I literally have to use TMs and KRs. But what is that move pool? You literally, like, it's bad. So here's how I would make it better. Firstly, it's hidden. Well, what even is it's hidden? I don't even care. I don't even think of even slightly decent. So instead, since it has a bad move pool, I'm gonna give it. I'm making a custom ability. This one makes it all. What was it called? Yeah, all special attacks are doubled. No, no, that'll be 2 OP. No, all special attacks are super effective. All super effective attacks give a 50% boost. That would be good buff. Also give it Thunderbolt. I think it needs it. Blizzard, Thunder. But I think it needs. Those are just some things I'll change. I'm not sure if there's any more. If you have any other Pokemon you think I should see how I would buff it, put it in the comments. And one other thing, I will make a video about my cousin Pokemon Legion. Well, like, I haven't actually fully decided like the layout. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.